Good mid-morning, gang. All right, so just a couple of things I want to talk about. Topic of this video is going to get into what's going on a little bit with Ukraine. Two different subjects I want to talk about. The first one is, and this is just coming out, is the Zaporozhye nuclear power plant has supposedly, okay, this is just coming out, has been attacked by Ukrainian drones. Now, talking to Mrs. P to find out exactly where this is. This is in eastern Ukraine, but west of Lugansk and Donetsk. So this is in Ukrainian territory. This is not even in disputed territory. Now, I've not seen anything whatsoever about whether Russian troops are there. So the point of this is there's some skepticism in here. All right, like I said, early reports are saying it's been attacked by Ukrainian drones. I'm not saying that's the truth. This is what's just come out. This is just recent news. Now, the worry on something like this is you start attacking a nuclear power plant, okay, that's dangerous, all right? Chernobyl, that wasn't an attack, that was mismanagement, and an idiot running the place, but, we don't need a nuclear disaster because of something like this. Now, supposedly the reactors have not been damaged, it wasn't impacted by the attack, but even then, why? There's the question. This is what we need to watch on something like this. All right. Now this also isn't the first time that the power plant has been attacked. It was attacked about a week ago too, by some UAVs that were dropping 120 millimeter shells on a building located right next to the power plant. So for some reason, and again, I'm not saying either side here, but early reports are saying Ukrainians. I can't figure out why the Ukrainians would be trying to destroy a nuclear power plant that is in their territory. Something to pay attention to. Now, the other one, and this came up in last night's live stream, and maybe now we have a little bit more information. People were asking, or have been asking me, and if you've been paying attention, why has the price of gold been dropping? Okay, and if I take a look at what gold is doing right now, and here it is, it's a couple of minutes after 10, and of course now that's got to be where the internet's slow. Let's see, gold right now is $1,706.30 an ounce, down for about 4.25 right now. All right, so why has gold dropped so much? Well, again, you have supply and demand. Okay, if there's more buyers, the price will go up. If there's more sellers, the price will go down. Last night, I also explained to you guys what paper gold is versus physical gold. And this is where the manipulation comes in. Now, all of a sudden today, we have a report out that Ukraine has been flooding the market with gold, selling gold like crazy, probably to finance something. Here's the problem. The Ukrainian central bank has sold $12.4 billion worth of gold since February. Okay, since about the time this all started. The only problem is, when all this started, Ukraine had 27 tons of gold in its reserves, which is valued at right about $1.7 billion. Okay, so if they had $1.7 billion worth of physical gold, how have they managed to sell $12.4 billion worth of gold? They're selling paper gold, and this is what I'm explaining over and over and over again when I say that the precious metals market is manipulated. And again, I'm not going to try to get wonky, but this is kind of like selling options on the market. You don't own something, but you're going to sell it and then later figure out how to deliver on it. Now, whether it's a hedge, they're trying to sell it and then buy it back cheaper, and then have the physical, who knows, okay? But this is probably a very good reason why gold prices are down. If Ukraine is the one that's been, I don't want to say caught, okay, but admitted to selling gold they don't have. Now, who else is doing it? This is interesting. This is pure market manipulation. Now, whether they're trying to tap into the gold, selling the gold that commercial banks own, and then going to tell the bank that, hey, you have to give us your gold, we're confiscating your gold. Again, I'm speculating on this stuff. But Ukraine is trying to support this economy, that is completely screwed. Their GDP is forecast to drop 30% this year. All right. We're talking about ours going down. What was it? First quarter was 1.2% or something like that. And everybody's like, oh my God, we're going into a recession. Okay. Yes, we are already in a recession. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. But imagine if our GDP dropped by a third. This is what Ukraine is doing. You wonder why Zelensky wants $5 billion a day or whatever it is, why he wants all this money from Europe, that even now Germany has come out and said, we've given all we can give. We're done, okay? This bears watching, because I'm hearing from some of you guys that your kids or grandkids have joined the military and have been told to get ready for a war in Europe. Again, you know what I say about Poland, okay? Watch if Poland is next. See what happens. But here's where the other part of that gets interesting. The Army, the Pentagon, has come out and said they are on track to miss their recruiting by 25% this year, okay? Now, fiscal year for the Army ends September 30th. They were budgeted, if you will, to recruit 60,000 new soldiers this year, which is somewhat typical. They're only at about half of that. We're in the middle of July, okay? So depending on what they get for the rest of the year, all right, they're figured come in 25% short. Now, what the projections are saying is that where the Army was, our Army, U.S. Army, was expected to have 476,000 active troops. And I want you to remember that for a second. We're now looking at having 466,400 by the end of the year. So about 10,000 fewer than we need. And by the end of next year, 445,000. So over a 30,000 troop drop. You're talking about a division, guys. Okay? You're talking a large deal. Now, what does that come from? What does that do? Well, that limits our ability, if there's anything go on in Europe. That also limits our ability to defend the United States. Now, everybody, if you've watched Alex Jones or whatever, you know about this House bill that Biden's going to sign. Supposedly, it's according to Alex Jones, that's going to make us a totalitarian state and give the president complete control over the military. The problem is, and go into this, guys, how many service members got kicked out for, refusing to be patted on the shoulder, and how many are not going in? So you look at this and go, and I'm going to give you this. The reason the Pentagon is saying that they're having a problem with the recruiting, they're blaming it on bad advertising. The Pentagon saying, specifically the recent trend toward woke advertising. Okay. Now, mind you this, liberals aren't the normal ones that join the military. Okay. They love to play Call of Duty, but they don't have a clue how to actually do anything in real life. Look at the videos the other day from the Antifa guys in Oregon who are all the soy boys. Hey, we're going to go in. A bunch of bikers beat the living crap out of them, including some 95-year-old biker who got a kid in a headlock and started beating the living shit out of them. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Antifa is a bunch of, I'll leave the word out. But so here's the deal with this. And this is why you worry. Department of Defense came out and said that only 9% of eligible citizens aged 17 to 24 have any intention of joining the military. Okay? It's the lowest number since 2007. The amount of American citizens that are qualified, okay, and I want to give you this. The Army just dropped the requirement to have a high school degree or high school diploma or a GED. Okay, so now they'll take somebody that's stupid as a box of rocks. But the people that are physically, mentally, and morally qualified to join, age 17 to 24, this will tell you your cross-section of the American public. 23% of the American public, age 17 to 24, is physically, mentally, and morally qualified to join the military. How about that for scary? So, fat, stupid, and a criminal. There you go. That's what 3/4 of the generation 17 to 24 is. All right. For all those people that say, oh, Biden's got control of the military or whatever it is, they're going to come out and, they'll be on Biden's side or whatever. I'm going to say again, nope. Okay? Not going to happen. Yeah, the woke generals and all the Obama appointees and stuff like that sitting in the Pentagon thinking they're the elites. Sure, they're all woke. The troops on the ground, guys, are not. The troops on the ground, the reason why the people are saying they won't join the military, fear of injury or death, so they're cowards, okay? Psychological trauma, okay, so they don't have upstairs what it takes to do it, and sexual harassment or assault. Now, when I was in, I had, not in basic training obviously, but the rest of my time was males and females together. We had no problems with sexual assault. We had no problems with sexual harassment because if anybody tried to do it, the rest of us took care of it. That was no problem. If you don't know what the term blanket party means, go look it up. Okay. But that's what's going on right now with Ukraine. Pay attention to this nuclear power plant. Obviously, the financial markets, I'm keeping a close eye on again. And I wanted to give you an idea just what's going on with our military right now in case anything does get hotter in Europe. We'll probably see you over lunch. Have a good one. Pinball out.